World Connect.
Welcome. Good Stephanie from World Connect. Welcome, Stephanie.
Christopher from World Connect.
Marcus Salzman.
And I'm Patrick from World Connect.
And I'm Fumi, a friend of World Connect. I'm Victoria.
I'm Teju.
I'm Tosin. I'm Vera. I'm Modinot. I'm Yesunde. Oyinkansola. Iyanoluwa. Ifeoluwa. I'm Roslyn. I'm Mandy.
How many years?
How's it going? You like it? Interesting. Yeah.
What's the first thing you'll make?
Skirts.
Okay.
We made those skirts.
How did you all hear about the class? How did you learn about the class?
I got it online.
Online.
Great.
From a friend.
Okay.
Natal.
Okay.
Natal.
Okay. Okay.
I got it from a friend.
Okay.
Online.
Social media.
What's up? What's up?
That's great. 4 months. Great.
And what's your maximum capacity to teach? How many people can
Okay, so for now we can only take 12 because of limited machines. So that's what we can take for now. So we do it in batches. Some come in the morning and then some come in the afternoon.
over 4 months, so 24 months?
No, same people.
Oh, same people. Oh, I see.
Same people. But the machine is not enough. If you can see, some of them are sitting there.
Okay.
So we were doing the entrepreneurship class and other classes, everybody come. But when it's time to do their project, like sewing, some come in the morning and some come in the afternoon.
Right.
Maybe you can tell us just a little bit about the project. Actually, the first thread on the first thing that we might be interested in knowing is how you came up with this idea of Whoopy.
Okay, so I was from an indigent home. So when I left secondary school, I was living with my grandmother, who was a pensioner. She's late now. She could not afford the university education, so I had to go and learn how to sew. So after learning, I started sewing for people, making money, and that was how I supported myself through university, with the support of my grandmother also. And then when I finished university, I was serving in Abuja. I was posted to serve NYSC, National Youth Service in Abuja. And I went further to a fashion school. And then after that, I started supporting myself if I could get a job. I started supporting myself with fashion and all that. But right from time, because I'm from an indigent home, I understand the impact of poverty. I see how poverty turned good people to bad people because of desperation and the need to survive. So I wanted to do more, but I don't know how. Fortunately, after NYSC and all that, I got a job with Planned Parenthood Federation of Nigeria, International Planned Parenthood, a subsidiary of International Planned Parenthood. It was at Planned Parenthood Federation I realized that an individual could actually make impact. And then the ripple effect of helping one person. So I thought if fashion could help me go through university, as expensive as it is, I could actually give back to the society. But still, I didn't know how. Then I went back, I went ahead and get a job with Society for Family Health. After my projects, during my project as an MIA, I had the opportunity of going to different states, seeing real poverty. What I thought was poverty to me was nothing compared to what I saw as an MIA officer at Society, MIA Monitoring and Evaluation Officer. So I felt I would need to go back. And then when my project ended, I decided to come back home. And I started from where I understand very well before I could start going to different states. So that was how the vision for Fashion for Dev started, Fashion for Development. And then I started training one person, sometimes two people, like I'm doing now, one come in the morning, one come in the afternoon. And then I realized it limits the number of impact I'm making, which was why I started looking out for sponsors and funds to increase the number of people that I could actually impact. Yeah, that's how the dream came about.
And at the same time, are you still continuing to sew for yourself to support yourself?
Yes, I'm doing this full time now. So when you are coming in, you saw a display room. That's where we display our finished work. So people come in, they bring in their fabric, we sew for them at a cost, depending on the style. And then I still have some students who can afford my training. I charge those ones.
Okay.
So that's how I survive right now.
And then Raji wasn't able to field partner on the project.
From Africa.
From
Yali.
Yali.
How did you connect with Yali?
Okay, so I'm a Yali alumni. Actually, I was selected for the RLC field work as a monitoring and evaluation officer. So I wanted to learn more about business, so I applied for Yali, and I was selected for the business and entrepreneurship class, quartet.
How many people have you trained thus far? How many women?
Okay, so far I've trained 19 people, both male and female. One is a 12-year-old, one has a hearing challenge, and the rest are male and female, majorly female. So because I live here, so I limit the number of male that I deal with.
And can we learn a little bit about the project that you're able to do with World Connect's grant?
Okay, so initially we have 2 sewing machines, like I said. So with World Connect grant, we were able to acquire the other machines. These are what we use for sewing. This is what we use for training. So initially we had 2 of those, but with World Connect grant, we were able to get this, and then we're able to get those mannequins or not. They're able to fit it on a form. Apart from fit it on the take picture, because we're training them to start business. I normally don't take people who want to learn for fun. I don't teach them. I train people who want to learn and do business. So once they start sewing, they put it on the mannequin, they take the picture, they put it on they show their friends, they put it on their WhatsApp status. So people know now that they can make skirts, and then the orders start coming in, because some of them left their job that was not paying well, but then they need to find a way of surviving while they are learning. So immediately they make anything, they take a picture with it. Sometimes I take a picture with my phone, and then I help them put it on their social media that this is what one of our students have made and all that, so that they could start getting in orders too.
Do you have Instagram? Are you on Instagram?
Yes, I'm on Instagram. I'm on
Twitter.
Facebook and Twitter.
Do the Instagram account? Yeah.
What's your Instagram?
Opinion Fashion House.
Follow us.
I'm following you.
Yeah, I know.
Everywhere.
Grateful that.
I'm following World Credit on all the social media platforms.
So when did the 19...
Connecting them to business or starting their own businesses, so what support do you provide to them?
Okay, so for now, what adverts, because I'm on some fashion designer platform on Facebook and Instagram. So what I just do is look out for adverts and connect them to those adverts or send them those adverts. But the long-term goal is to create a hub where other fashion designers would subscribe online to get tailors from us, trained tailors from us. And then we are also trying to get a physical hub where we have a lot of sewing machines that people who can afford to start their business come in, use the businesses as a token. That is capital intensive. We can't do that right now. But I'm hoping with this project, because truthfully, some of these women can't start a business after this training. And so we're hoping probably the phase 2 of this project will be to actually empower them with a startup loan when they pay back, and then we give to others as we're training them. So I don't know yet, but I'm hoping it's something that what Connect could do, or probably other projects, other donor fund that we could get. Because actually getting World Connect fund is, for me, is more than getting a fund. It's a validation that we are actually doing something right. Because for a while, I've been trying to apply for funds and then I've been getting rejection upon rejection. So it could be discouraging at times. So at a point, I felt probably this fashion is not the way to solve the problem. But getting World Connect fund actually made me know that I'm doing the right thing. So it's beyond the fund for me, it's beyond the support, it's a kind of mental and boost for me.
Well, that's exactly what we intend to do with our grant funding. Is our goal is to find people like you with great ideas and great hearts and try to support them as best we can. And you should consider us a long-term partner for your vision. But for what what's important to us is that you continue to build your vision practically, like you know, we don't just give funding out, you apply each time with sort of each step and stage of your own business growth and your own growth as an entity, because it's so important, you know, that you succeed. And a lot of times projects like this, you know, can get overwhelmed with the funding and the vision and growing too fast. So you should grow at the right pace, but know that we're very eager to support that growth. We've done that in a number of places around the world in various initiatives, bakeries, and also other sort of sewing and tailoring cooperatives and things. And we know when we feel a really great visionary.
I'm grateful for that. I'm really excited about
About their goals or their hopes.
it. So probably I should call 3 people.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay, so Mandy, if you don't understand, I can interpret.
My name is Mandy Adebayo. I am married. I have 2 children, and I'm expecting 1. I go Polytechnic for Auchi, Edo State. I finished 2013. My father is dead, and I have just a mom, and I get like 3 younger siblings. And it's not easy at all. Since I finished school, I no fit get job. I don't find job, tire. So me CVs, I no fit get job. Now business I want to do, they support myself. It hard very, but because I like fashion, when I did school, now small clothes I dey sell. I like to dey sell Ankara very well. Now small clothes I dey sell. Even after school, now wetin I dey use, they manage, they feed my children, they take care of my family. I no go get money to learn fashion because I no go fit eat well. As I dey like this, I no fit eat well. To even pay school fees, no be something. But as I see this opportunity, I meet am for antenatal class. I go antenatal, I see the signboard, the advert for antenatal. I say, this one a free fashion training. No. I read that. I say, okay, make I try go. Since I no get money to pay for fashion school, I no go fit sabi tailor. I never match machine for my life before. I no sabi needle. If I see machine, I dey run. But I love fashion. So I come Whoopy Fashion House. I was excited. I happy. I say, this one an opportunity for me to learn this thing. Because if I don't learn am now, where I go see this kind of thing? I never see am once for my life say, free fashion training for this Naija. I never hear am anything. So I say make I take up the opportunity. I start to attend the training. I learn plenty things. Just this short period of time, I don't sew skirts. I don't sabi to match the machine well. I don't learn about business. Even one of our facilitators, Mr. Wale Adebayo, come. teach us on entrepreneurship, tell us how to register business, how to start a business, how to register it, how to employ people, how to sustain the business. He teach us just very short period of time. I learn plenty things. E pay me say wetin we get for ground no reach us, because if this place get plenty machine now, the plenty women wey go dey this place. In fact, only for my antenatal place, when we see the van, all of them dey shout say, ah, this, that, we wan at ten d the training, or how we wan take get to this place. We plenty wey apply for this thing. I happy say I dey selected to be here. Number one. Number two, I wan thank World Connect US. In fact, I feel me down, go for ground. World Connect US. In fact, God bless you, man. God bless you, man, for blessing this woman, Whoopy Fashion House, to give us this opportunity. You have, in fact, you have wiped away tears from a lot of women's eyes that suffer from poverty for this country. I really thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
I've always loved fashion, actually. I love to look good and make others look good. But to actually enroll for a fashion designing class, it's not easy, especially go to a fashion school. We actually do not have funds for that. I remember that when I was very young, in the year 2008, when I finished secondary school, and I couldn't get admission into the university. My mom decided in 2009 that I should visit a tailor's shop down the street. But on getting there, the woman was either not always around, she was just being negligent, and most times she asked me to either wash dishes or sent me on errands and stuff like that. So after like a month, I had to leave the place. So I left there. And later on, I got admission into the Polytechnic of Ibadan in 2012, years later. But 2014, my mom fell ill, and that was of breast cancer, and she died in 2015. Then I was dejected. I was contemplating dropping out of school because I was the firstborn. I have 3 younger brothers. But later on, I gathered courage. I started selling underwears and any other thing I could get on credit, basically, just to survive. And I finished in the year 2017. Now, getting out of school, no employment. In 2018, I started selling bed sheets, and that also had its challenges because one, I don't know how to sew. So majorly what I do is I get materials from the market, take it to tailors, then have to sell. So one, it increased my cost of production, reduced my profit, and other times there are issues with bad products due to bad sewing, and also disappointment. Sometimes they'll tell you to come this time, you have told clients, and later they'll tell you it's not ready at that time. So that made me think I definitely needed fashion, but I couldn't afford to go to a fashion school since I didn't have any funds for it. So when I saw this flyer, a friend actually sent it to me. She knew I needed it, so she sent it to me online on WhatsApp. I applied. I was very excited, and definitely I got way more excited when I was selected. Okay, it was like a dream come true for me. And since I've been here, I've learned how to cut and sew. I actually sewed that particular one, the one on the left. Okay, so now I know more basic sewing terms, and like she said, now I know how to run a business successfully due to the entrepreneurship class that we have. And I just want to say I trust that by the time that I leave here, others will also be able to learn from me. And it's not just for myself. I want to say thank you. Thank you to you. You've been wonderful. It's really been great. At least in this short time, the things that we've learned, it's obvious that others would withhold those knowledge from their students. So I want to say thank you to Whoopy Fashion House. Thank you so much for this great opportunity. I want to say thank you to World Connect US. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for giving life to my daydream. That's what I want to say. I want to say thank you, Fash, for them. Thank you so much.
Yorùbá.
Yes.
Orúkọ mi ni Tosin Quadri.
My name is Tosin Quadri.
Orúkọ mi ni Tosin Quadri.
My name is Tosin Quadri.
Mo wá láti Ìjẹ̀bú, that's Ogun State.
I'm from Ogun State, Ijebu.
I
I passed out school, Christ High School, Oleyo Road, Ibadan, in 2015.
Okay, so I graduated from secondary school, Christ High School, 2015.
So ó wù mí láti kọ́ iṣẹ́ tailor, fashion designer. Ó wù mí láti kọ́.
I wanted to learn fashion design,
But kò sí agbára lọ́wọ́ àwọn òbí mi láti rán mi lọ sí ibẹ̀.
my parents can't afford it.
So lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí mo jáde secondary school, ó wù mí láti tẹ̀síwájú lọ sí ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga ṣùgbọ́n kò sí agbára lọ́wọ́ àwọn òbí mi.
So I wanted to go to university, but my parents can't afford it.
So wá ṣiṣẹ́ nínú garage ibẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti máa ń ṣe bàbá ìjẹ̀bù àwọn tó máa ń play bàbá ìjẹ̀bù. So wọ́n máa ń san 800 naira fún mi ní ojúmọ́. Nínú 800 naira yẹn mo máa jẹun, mo máa wọ mọ́tò lọ, mo máa wọ mọ́tò bọ̀. Change mo máa fi ran àwọn parents mi lọ́wọ́.
Okay, so because I couldn't go to school, I couldn't learn fashion, I started working at a bet company, like a lotto, they call it Baba Jewo. And then I had 800 naira a day. From that 800 naira a day, I transport to and fro, eat, and then I support my family with the rest.
Ìgbà tí mo dẹ̀ iṣẹ́ tí mo lè máa ń jókòó sílé, ó wá wù mí láti kọ́ iṣẹ́ yìí. Ibi tí mo ti jókòó sílé ní ọ̀rẹ́ mi ti sọ fún mi pé àǹfààní kan ṣe sílẹ̀ ní Whoopy Fashion House pé wọ́n máa ń kọ́yàn ní iṣẹ́ ọ̀fẹ́. Wọ́n á ní oṣù pé tó bá ìbá mi apply pé mo máa ṣe. Ó wá ní mo máa apply ní orí phone and then phone kékeré ni mo ń lò ní òní phone ní ńlá ó dẹ̀ bá mi apply wọ́n dẹ̀ gbà mí.
Okay, so a friend of mine told me about free training at Whoopy Fashion House. And then she told me I need to apply online, but my phone could not apply, so she assisted with the application, and I'm glad that I was selected.
Inú mi dùn pé wọ́n mú mi pé láti wá kọ́ṣẹ́ ní ibi báyìí. Mo ti jẹ àǹfààní lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ nínú ìgbà wọ́n ti kọ́ wa. This is my skirt I saw in the and when it is pẹ̀lú ìgbà náà mo ti wọ ṣé ìdúró àwọn náà kọ́ wa pé a ṣe máa rán aṣọ wọ́n dẹ̀ ti kọ́ wa pé a ṣe máa gbé pattern.
Okay, so far I've learned how to cut these skirts that I'm holding, and I've learned pattern, how to cut and draft pattern.
Wọ́n dẹ̀ tún kọ́ wa bó ṣe máa ń bẹ̀rẹ̀ business, wọ́n ṣe máa ń manage business. Wọ́n gbé máa kan wá speaker, and his name is Wale Adebayo. Wọ́n bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa bá ṣe máa manage business, bá ṣe máa ṣe business, and bá ṣe máa set up business wa.
Also, I've also learned about entrepreneurship through a speaker that was brought in, Mr. Wale Adebayo. From that, I learned how to set up a business and how to manage a business.
Inú mi á dẹ̀ dùn tí wọ́n bá tún lè ṣe é lè fún àwọn ẹlòmíì torí bí irú wa tí a ní agbára láti lè kọ́ iṣẹ́ àti láti lè ṣe láti lè lọ sí school. Inú mi á dùn láti lè fún àwọn ẹlòmíì, and then inú mi á tún dùn tí mi bá tún mọ̀ sí nípa ìgbà torí ó wù mí láti kọ́ àwọn ẹlòmíì náà tó yẹ pé wọn ò ní agbára láti ṣe iṣẹ́ tó yẹ pé ó wù mí láti kọ́ wọn ní ọ̀fẹ́ tó bá kúrò ní bíbá mi.
Okay, so I'll be glad if this program can continue so that girls like me who can afford to go to school or afford to go to a training school can have access to this kind of opportunities. And then I would like to know better so that I will be able to stand on my own and teach others like myself also in future.
So inú mi á dẹ̀ dùn tí ẹ bá lè ràn wá lọ́wọ́ gan. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Whoopy Fashion House fún àǹfààní tí wọ́n fún wa. Inú mi dùn gan láti ṣe nínú training yìí. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin World Connect iléeṣẹ́ yín ò ní bàjẹ́.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to learning more, and then
your business shall continue to progress.
Okay, so she prayed for you guys that thank you for giving us this opportunity, and that your business will continue to progress and your organization will continue to progress. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry that we're so tight to drive back to Lagos after this. So I just wonder if we could maybe get a little bit of action photographs of anybody making anything, and also if there's anything, I think there are some things maybe people want to display.